Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Um, the plan for this video is to tackle the selection issue. Um, Originally, I was thinking doing some proper collision detection to improve the selection. For example, if you have a shape like this, then maybe doing that should not select the whole object because there's no overlap with the actual stroke. But after giving it a little bit more thought, I think that's probably too much work for us right now. Because even though we can just treat the paths as just line segments like connected together, and then we can maybe do some kind of uh, a rectangle to line segments collision detection. Well, we can do that. Considering we also have the option to change the stroke width and maybe to do a dashed line or something like that, things can get very complicated. So I'm thinking about maybe we can keep the way it is, but to improve the experience a little bit. For example, when the user is when I select something, right? Right now, I only have this big box around the objects, but I don't know which objects within this rectangle is selected. So, for example, I would maybe assume like those objects are selected, but they're not. But it's just kind of hard to know, right? So I think the way to do that is to have like each object should have their own sort of bounding box around them, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's give it a try. The other thing I want to do is just to let user know what's going to be selected while the user is dragging their mouse. So it won't come up as a surprise to see what's selected or not, right? So for example, if I don't want to select this object here, or maybe I do want to select it, like I can, while I'm dragging my mouse, I should have the feedback of if this object is selected or not, if I release my mouse. Hopefully that makes sense. So those are the two things we're gonna do. I think there's another thing, and that is basically because I just copied most of the code from Canva, and I think I did some tweaking. Maybe I think I broke it or something. It's having some strange behaviors. So for example, if I select this object and then I just click it, now it doesn't happen. But sometimes if I, for example, if I click here, and if I click somewhere to deselect it, and if I click again, sometimes it'll select it again for some reason. I don't know. Sometimes it gets strange. So I just want to sort of give it a fresh look at how to do selection. So okay, let's start by. Actually, I think what would make sense to do is to, because right now the TR laser and TR is stored on the on the board object. What I want to do is I think it makes sense to store it on the select handler. Let me see if it's used anywhere else. Oh, it's actually used. No, I think it's only used here. Right here, it's basically just trying to initialize that. Okay, let's try remove it here. And I think my TypeScript just all of a sudden starts to work. And I think it's a good thing, maybe. So, okay, yeah. Let's remove those two. And the tr itself, I just remove that as well. And what's the type issue here? Okay, I just assign a define to it. I think this is, yeah, could be undefined. Return early, maybe. So that works. And here it's the same thing. Oh no, it's actually something about down level iteration. It's config. That should work. Yeah, okay. So I guess, right. I just need to, I think I can create the layer in a constructor or an object. Layer, not label. Layer. And the transform we also leave here. Is it transform or translator? Transformer. TR is transformer. Right, that makes sense. So on enter, and well, I guess the selection rectangle should always be here in the TR layer. Add, right, and that's it. Okay, so just change it everywhere. That's not necessary. Shapes. So that's because of that. I think I'm not sure why this could be undefined, but I think it's safe to do it here. I like to do a assertion here. Okay, so at least right now TypeScript is happy. I think I need to add the TR layer on enter. TR layer, right? And here do the opposite. Copy remove child, or I guess it's just this .tr layer .remove. Let's see. It doesn't. API docs. I think it's a shape. Move a node from parent, but don't destroy, right? So I think that's what we want. Oh. Pretty fire. Well, okay. I mean, it's hard to see what's changed. So let me revert that just temporarily. Let's make sure it's still compiling. And we'll give it a try. Right, seems like it's still working. Okay. I guess now it's safe to format. I'll do a git. Let me actually just remove the code here. Just do git add for now. Okay, so the second thing I think makes sense to do is to draw the bounding area of the selected objects. I think that should be easy, right? Just get the client bounding rect or something and just create kind of a direct for on the same position and the same size. We can give it a try somewhere. I think I'll make a method somewhere here. Shape. Right. Need the XY height and width of the shape. Get client. Right. That's exactly that. Although I guess we're getting this information multiple times. This should be fine. And then we will need to, I need to figure out a way to remove it. I can give it an ID, or I can create a map of some sorts. But let's create it first. That's why width. I need a stroke. Yeah. So it needs a color. So this is just blue. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just like, just want to give it a try. See how it works. Right. And that's going to be added to the TR layer here. Not that. Guess I did. I'll just name it rect. Like that. And here we can do for each. Can I just pass it as a callback? I think I can, right? Well, I guess not. Oh, right, because it takes more. I think it's just because. Or group. Let's try it. It still works. Okay, let's give it a try. But that looks not bad actually. And also we have those like, what are those? Sorry, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, I guess zoom in. Right. And those are like single dots or something. And I think they're not actually paths, so I think we should ignore them. Send current join object. Did I ever try to get the object type? Well, I guess something we can do is just like if object, what did I do? If object.type is pass and add objects dot points length is less than 2, then there's no point to send the object ever, right? And it's return. And it's not sending, and it's not going to be, is it? Right, it's not going to be added to the ledger as well, so that should be good. I mean, I can give it a try. Network. If I just, right, it's not sending anything, that's good. Oh. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what's happening. Like if I just click something in, huh? That's weird. So is this due to right, I think it makes sense to move this to the draw handler as well. So I don't think this is new bug from this line. Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. What did I do? Oh, right. Right. I need to set the current join object to undefined no matter what. So I might as well just do this. And right, that makes more sense. Okay, that's good. Okay. Well, I guess the next thing is just to find a way to remove those, to sync the state, right? So when I'm doing this, or I guess it's just like the colors overlaps each other, right? Maybe it makes sense to not have a fill on this. What if I just do a stroke? I mean, that's not too bad. Or I have a very low opacity. I think this works better. Okay, so now I need to find a way to remove the bounding rect. Why is Google?
Sorry.
My Google Home just starts to play music on its own. Yeah. Okay. Right. I think I can have some kind of object to record it. Or I'm not sure if it's possible to have the same ID. I mean object seems easy enough, so I don't want to overthink that. That's gonna be object of key string Well, I guess the thing we need to be careful about is that so right now we don't have the ability to remove an object, but in the future we will have it, and we just need to make sure that when the object itself is removed, we also remove the rects or anything else that's associated with that object, with that shape. Yeah, maybe we'll think about it in the future. And what if I just do, so I guess the string is just going to be, the key is just going to be the ID. And we have another method to remove it. I guess I can just do destroy. And yeah. So the question is, when do we call them? Well, so every time we change the what's being selected, we need to call it. Right now it's so basically every time we call nodes, we need to call it. I think it makes sense to have a method just wraps around it, right? So this will do nodes shapes. Oh, that's not working. Oh, because this needs to be an array. And we'll need to get what's been selected before, like what's already selected. And we'll need to remove the bounding rect for all of them. Okay. We'll just copy this one here. Okay. Now every time we call tr dot nodes, okay, so we'll do that instead. If it works. Well, that works. That's great. Now the next thing, and I think this will improve the user experience a lot, is to have real-time feedback, give real-time feedback to the user on what's going to be selected. So let's see how can we do that. Well, I guess, well, let's see. So we'd have to do it here. Like we have to basically move. Basically, we just need to move this to here. Let's call it overlap. But instead of calling select, basically we just want to call this function, but without this part, right? So because it's only drawing the bounding rect or removing them. Well, let's just try, just call this and see if it works, or like to see if it's too slow or something. So that is not working. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we get this line here. So now it works. It's not too slow, but like it's also changing the selected objects on the fly, which isn't that great. So I think this function is a lie, like the name. Also, because it's trying to remove it and add the rectangles all the time, I think it makes sense to optimize that, right? To only remove the ones that will not be added later and keep the ones that's already there unchanged. There should be a better way to do this. But let's do the existing first, right? Create a function here. What should we call it? Let's just call it draw bounding rect, right? Or because we already have a copy of that every time we draw it, how about we just call something like that? And though, well, let's try this. So here, basically we need to know like what's to remove that's not good enough. Like if I know, I think it should be shapes to remove rect, something like that. And later we will need to do to remove for each right type. Can it just be the node? Nope. Well, I'll copy this for now. Right. And here I can do this dot remove and shape.id. And on the other side, do this. And the state should be synchronized between all the objects here. Now I just need to figure out what's in this, Well, I can do shape stuff for each. Shape. Though let's figure out what are we going to add, right? If that's not in that, then we'll push it to shapes to add. Oh no. If it's already in there, then we don't have to do anything. Here we need to remove it. There gotta be a better way to do this. Because this is a lot of loops. Right. I guess I just need to get the shape IDs here. Do a set. I do this. Right, so those are all the IDs of shapes that should have the bounding rect tag one. And like current IDs. And the ones to add will be is there something like a what's it called? Intersect. Nope. So I guess I'll just do this. I mean, I don't need to change this one. And yeah, anyways, right. So current ID is if a I guess shapes ID is has a if that shape ID doesn't have k, then we'll add it to the removed list. That's kind of awkward. Just to remove, I guess I just name this to IDs, right? Because I only need the IDs. Really should not take this long to do. what I'm doing. Right. And here, just do that and set bounding rects shapes. And do the same thing here. Let's see. Right, so this one now, it's, I think the experience just immediately is a lot better. Even though I can still select this object by doing this. I think one thing we could do is that we can get a percentage of the overlapped area compared to the area of the object, right? So if I do this, then because this overlapped area compared to the whole area here, it's not, it's a small percentage. So maybe we can have a threshold somewhere to say to do that. Yeah, but for now I think it's a lot better because at least I know what's exactly being selected. Like why this one is not selected, and it's indeed not selected, and this is also broken. Well, right, that's a good point. Okay, zoom in works, but transform doesn't work. Transform doesn't work. Okay. Well. I'm just trying to figure out, is there something we can do to get the behavior for free? Like if we group the bounding rectangle and the actual object, if we group them together, then that would work. But the way we structured the app right now doesn't allow that easily. So I guess we'll need to find another way. I'm thinking about adding the I think there's a way to, because we have transform end, right? I think so. Transform end is called here, and transform end. Then I think there's a different event to listen to when the transform information has been changed. Transform events, transform start and just transform. Okay, so we'll try that. I think the performance shouldn't be too bad for this. Okay, so I'll add it here. Transform, and removing it. Oh, I guess I forgot to remove the listener of drag end. Oh, I did. I guess it's just transform and never remove the listener. Yeah. Okay, so on transform, again, we can get the nodes. It's actually very straightforward. So I call for each, get the rect by ID. And if rect, I will do transform. Is it? Should I just redraw it? Let's see. Should I transform it or just change the size? Let's try transform it. How do I do that though? Transform? Okay, how did I where is it? What? How did I do the original transform? Guess I did not do it. Oh. Okay. Did it decompose? Well, let me just try the same thing here. I'm not sure which one should I use. Maybe I should use get absolute transform because well, let's try it. Then I have keys dot. I just apply the same transform to another. Apply. Well, I just do that. Entries for each key value. Rect key will be set to value. I am not surprised. All right. That's key value. Then adding type, string number. Well, I guess I have the same issue here. I guess my TypeScript wasn't really working. I'm just gonna ignore this for now. And give it a try. Oh, they got removed. It's weird. Transform. Right, they are being called. Oh, they went here. Well, I guess it's just like a matter of this. But it's still not working. Oh, they went here for some reason. Oh, I guess it's right, that's an issue. I actually think it's two separate issues. We need to fix both. They're related, but not exact the same, maybe. Because this one, no matter how I do it, oh yeah. Hmm. Well, let's try to figure this out, right? So I guess this doesn't really work. Let's see. Well, let's fix this issue first. So we're getting the xy value here. Let's see what the documentation says about it. So maybe that's maybe relative to is useful. Although let's think about this. So if I zoom out, zoom in, and if I select this, well, why does zoom in work? Is it because moving? Oh, it's because moving. It's not. It's not about. When I move it, I'm moving the stage, and this should be relative to the stage by default, though. Is it not? Oh. Hmm. It's relative to a node. Wait a minute. If I move it here, oh, now it works. Now it actually works. So I think it's a so sync relative to stage is valid. It's just what's the type of stage? I think it's just the issue is the typing. Maybe by default it's like it's getting the relative position according to the relative to the origin of the viewport. Maybe that's why. Although, well, let's try if this also fixes the transform. It does not. Okay. Just trying to see where it goes. Well, the value seems correct. X, Y. This, if I actually move it. If I move it. Oh, it goes here on the top. If I move it. Right, because move is the drag handler, which is a different handler I need to worry about. So why doesn't this work though? Okay. So it looks like it's moving to a place. I think the XY coordinate in this case, if I just omit it, let's just try this. This will not be in our final code, but just let's give it a try. Oh, that still doesn't work. I guess the XY should be changing. I mean, I guess I can just cheat a little bit here, right? I can just recreate it. Right, what if I do this? This is probably right. Actually, what happens if I just give it node? Still works. Yeah. I think that's better. Right, this now works. Again, I still need to think about why that's the case. Right, I can see this being slow. It's really slow. Let's see. Why is the transform not? Why can't I just apply the same transformation to the bounding rect? Is it because they're on different layers? But those layers are not. Those layers are not being. So layers are not being, oh, maybe it's because they have, maybe it's just because one of them is a rect and another one is a path. I'm not too sure about it. Okay, let's revert this. Let's see if the performance is actually better with the other method though. I think it should be. Just want to see if it's also slow. I think it'll be faster than this method, but that may be also slow. Nothing is changing. Right. Yes. You know what? Transform. Yeah, it's also very slow. It's not actually better. I think that's because I'm changing the attribute one by one, as opposed to just change it all at once and do a re-render. Well, is there a way to like batch or something? Auto join enabled false. Let's see if this helps. Disable auto draw for them. Can I just disable it for certain objects? For laser or something? Let's see. See if we can actually optimize this one. I mean, this one is actually faster than the other method. That's weird. What's it called? Right, so it's a global variable property, I guess. So it's not a thing. Hmm. Let's see. It's on the stage. Hmm? Should we not do immediate draw? I think that's by default what it's doing now. Okay. Mhm. Well, I think I'll need to think about this later, because it's getting really late. Yeah, I just need to have more time to read through the docs and figure out a more performant way to redraw the selecting shapes, because this is already kind of slow. It's definitely not 60 FPS, and I think there are ways to improve it. Actually, can I do this? But now it actually feels faster. What? It's slow again. Well, I guess like, right, so those are really bad. Um, let's see what's happening here. How can I? Hmm. I'm not sure exactly what it's doing. Well, I guess I'll have to take a look at this later. And guess that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hello, everyone. So this is a continuation on the last video. So just after I hit stop recording, it just occurred to me, can we just add the bounding rects to the selected objects, right? So let's try that. So we don't need to do anything here. Just coming out for the code here, and first our select set selected, Right, so here we have the bounding rects, and well, I mean, I can just do the start.tr and nodes. So instead of just shapes, I can do shapes and object values. That's going to be just bounding rects. Right, let's see if this works. Yeah, that works beautifully. So I guess that's what we'll end up doing. Let's see if it's, oh, that's weird. So it looks like on the first one it works, but then if I select something, but that still works. So yeah, what's broken? I guess it's not being saved. Oh, right, that's a good point. Right, because for those shapes we don't want to send them through the wire. What's the error message? Well, that's not helpful. That's kind of a known issue. So when are we sending fetch? We are doing nodes updates. You can just do if node ID, or if not node ID, then just continue. Let's see if that works. Well, seems like it's working. Although I'm still not sure if this is related to the weirdness that we saw earlier. I have no idea. But it's just like the selection behavior, I think it's a lot better. Okay, great. Right, so yeah, you see, that's one of the bug I was talking about. It's just sometimes when I click somewhere, it selects something random. It's not random, it's basically the last item I selected. So let's take a look at that. Let's remove this untransformed business. So what's that all about? So if I select that, and then, yeah, basically if I click somewhere, well, first of all, that should not select it. Just did a click. Let's see. I think I'll do a TS ignore here. Or maybe a what's it called? Casting. Maybe that works. No. Well, I guess I just ignore it for now. Now let's take a look at, why don't we remove all the objects? Because That makes things easier. And do so what's my ID here? I think the board ID is 1. So I can do board object computer and that looks about right. Now they're removed. Okay, great. So let's try just draw something simple here and select it. Now click right. You can see if I click here, somehow it just selects the object. Let's see. Well, I guess right because we have this what's it called, set selected shapes, we can do console.trace, right? So we know where that's triggered. Hope it's not too noisy, right? So that is not great because refresh. I'm a little bit confused. Right, so that's correct. That's what should happen. Now if I click on the canvas, all right, I guess I only want to do it when there are shapes. Right. So select. Okay, great. If I click on the canvas, still something. What? Yeah. Okay. Is it compiling? I think I'm not running the latest code. Now this is. Oh, and also this is not Python. So yeah, that works. Now if I click something here, that deselects it, which is good. Now if I click it again, it actually triggers. It's from a mouse up. Why that's happening? A mouse up. So, oh, I guess, right, because this is in timeout. So in a set timeout. So at this point, the selection rect is still visible, and it still has a size here. And we do need it to have a size, right? Because that's how we get what objects are selected. But that's a click though. Maybe I should sorry. I'm just wondering if I click something, should the mouse up be triggered as well? Right, so it's from a mouse up. What if I just remove this set timeout? So it'll be invisible at this point. So this comment was from Canva. says update visibility in timeout, so we can check it in click event. Does it mean click event comes after mouse up? Huh. Well, this kind of works. I'm not entirely sure that this is necessary, like the set timeout is necessary in our use case. Yeah, now it's not happening. Oh, it's happening again. Well, I guess never mind. Right, so it's not that they are, because we're not checking if it's visible. Huh? I'm very confused. Because we're not checking if they are visible, so this doesn't matter in this current function. So I guess what we're trying to do is that, I guess in the click function we can get the selection rect size. So I think I could be very wrong, but I'm thinking we need to differentiate the behavior of a click versus a drag to select. So those two should not be combined together, I think. Get the size. Well, call it. So what does this return? It returns a type. Right, because well, we'll see. What if that is very strange. Sorry, not this one. If we check it here, actually, so where is it? Right, so if we check it here, I just want to see if the size is 0, why is it selecting stuff? It's not printing out. Well, let's see. Right, I think the size is 0 though, then why is there a intersect between the two? What? That doesn't make sense. So this box should also have the size of 0. And it should never have intersection with anything unless it's contained within a box. Yeah, so the width and height is 0. Why does it have any intersection with anything at all? The debugger here. actually no. What's it called? And right. Why is it not triggering the debugger? And now it triggers. And I think the source map is messed up. So we have selected, which is this line here. What's it called? Get client rect. Right, so we have that. And we have, do we have an event? No. But anyways, we have this the selection rect dot size. Get client rect. We have that. So this xy, well, let's run this function here. It's this one and this one. This should really be false, I think, but it is true. It is true. Just trying to figure out if this is within the range of this one, right? So x plus basically is 388 plus 175. Or maybe it is within the range somehow. Get absolute position. That doesn't help. So and y is 333 plus that, which is 552. And I guess in that case, xy is indeed within the range. But I don't remember click within the bound. Right? Because I click somewhere here. So that's weird. Is it because some kind of transformation or something? I remember we had to do something. Right, is it because we need to use this relative 2? we can try it. No, TypeScript is not complaining about it. Why? So this relative 2 is a node. Oh, I guess it depends on what object you call it on. Right, and this one is a container. Maybe that helps. Apparently not. But if the point is, if the whole position is incorrect, then why don't we have other issues, right? Hmm. Oh, I guess that XY, I'm not sure. If I select that, then I click within. Well, that on itself is a different issue, I think. Like for sure, anytime if I click within it, it's gonna have intersection. Well, I think for now I just I just try to differentiate it, or basically if the size is 0, then just don't do anything, right? I guess I have box here. I just revert those changes, so I don't know what I'm doing. Or box dot height 0, and just return. Is that good enough? Well, I think it definitely helps. Like if I click something within it, zoom in a little bit. If I click something within, it doesn't select it again. Well, that might not be true. It is true. Okay. Maybe I should allow mouse wheel to zoom in or out, no matter what mode you're in. Or maybe it's command or control in mouse wheel, but it conflicts with the browser splitting functionality. Why don't you go away? Okay. That definitely helps. Okay, I think we can leave it for now for the selection stuff. There are obvious a lot of things we can do to improve it, but I think that's for today. Just maybe remove the console logs. Okay, guess that's it. Make sure that everything still works. Yeah, even that works. I guess drag and drop doesn't work. Yeah, that's a different issue. Yeah, why not fix it? Well, first of all, why does it have, like, why is it drawing the bounding rects? So this is called from here, but it's called on mouse move, right? I think in this case, it's, well, let's confirm that. Or I guess I can just do a also trace. Let's make sure this is working. Okay. Yeah, so it's been called multiple times, and it's indeed a mouse move. So what's weird is that if that's the case, I thought in this case, because I don't see a selection rect here, right? Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, there is something, like very tiny little bit here. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that's something. Huh. So how do I handle drag events? So it's just draggable set true. So I guess the issue is that we don't know in this mouse move event, we don't know if it's part of a drag. I guess one of the easy things we can do is that we can have a undrag start. And do, we can make sure that the rectangle is hidden. And I want to remove all the selected shapes. I guess rather just clear that. Let's see. Well, that works to some extent. Still, there's still a state where I think it's just before I called visible to false, before I set the visible to false, it's still doing its business. Is there a way to know if the drag, the mouse down event or the mouse move event is part of a drag event? I guess the drag start actually starts after. So this is triggered after a mouse down. Actually, detect that might be related. Well, this is different than what I want. Also, it's selecting the current element. Well, I guess that's it for today. We'll come back to this afterwards. Okay. All right, see you next time. Thanks for watching.